Greetings from White River, South Africa. White River is a small little town to the west of the famous Kruger National Park. And I'm here standing next to my completed sculpture of a pangolin. I'll just turn him around so you can see all the angles here. I've just finished him. I started May 2019. And it's now July 2020. And it's now ready to go off for casting. Pangolins, the only defense they have is rolling up in a ball. So during lockdown, I made this one here, called Lockdown, appropriately enough. And now I'm busy on this little baby one, called Coming Out of Lockdown. You can see he's curled up and starting to uncurl. Unfortunately, these tactics work against lions and leopards, but not against man. Pangolins have been in the news a lot lately, all for the wrong reasons, unfortunately. Most trafficked animal in the world, and of course, they're also suspects in transmitting COVID-19 to people. Recently, Prince Harry of Britain said that pangolins will become extinct before most people have ever heard of them. What's prompted me to make this sculpture is all these horrible images we've been seeing in the last couple of years of pangolins, sacks and sacks of tons or thousands of scales of these poor animals. They're killed for their meat, and of course the scales are ground up and used in medicine and as an aphrodisiac. Although it's about as beneficial as chewing on your girlfriend's toenail. It has no benefit whatsoever. I'm going to use some of the proceeds of the sales of these to try and help these animals which are so threatened with extinction. So now I'd like to tell you a little bit of how I made this sculpture. First, I made a wire armature, which looks a bit like a skeleton, which I then filled with foam, and then I covered it with this modeling wax. It was really soft, so they covered the whole thing and gave it the form. And then I started making the scales. So first what I did, I cut out the scales in steel. You can see the shapes here. Small ones, big ones, all different sizes, like that. And then to give them some shape so they're not flat, I then domed them in this block here with a ball punch, knocked them off, to give them some form, because they're not flat. From there, I added wax to the top of the scale. You can see the wax here on the top here. And I made the grooves. Then I suspended in Lego. The Lego is very useful because I can make different sizes, different shapes, different depths, small ones. Once that's done, then I poured a liquid silicone rubber over that. And once it hardens, it comes out like in a block of rubber. You can see the Lego markings at the bottom. Comes out solid with the scale inside. Then I cut it with a scalpel, cut it open, opens up, take out the scale. You can actually see the grooves inside on the top here. Then I close it up again. Then I have a machine that melts wax, and under pressure it squirts the wax into the rubber mold, and then the scales come out like this. And you can actually see the grooves came out quite nicely. And then these I take and I started to pack them one by one onto the grey wax. Pack them on, just like the actual animal is made, which gives a very realistic look. So that's basically how I've made it. The claws, these dark green claws, are cut out of a block of wax, like this. shape each one, file them nicely, and then attach them to the wires. So that's how I made the actual scale. The name of this sculpture is Let Me Be, which is self-explanatory, and I'm just hoping that my small contribution will ensure they will continue living throughout generations to come. So that's cheers for now, and stay safe.